All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? This should be a very fun live stream today. Let me check the volume. Make sure you guys can hear me. Hey, come in, smash the like button, and let me know if you can hear me. Let's start it like that. Make sure you guys can hear me. Hey, come in. All right, I got that you can hear me now. I see that you can hear me. All right. I said, Fannon, you is late. We on time. Oh no, man, I'm right on time, dog. It's 11:40. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Right on time. Right on time. Not a minute late. Not a minute early. Precisely at 11:40. So we'll wait for some people to get into the chat. Oh, where are you, fun? Where are you, friend? If you didn't know that I can be petty, I can be petty. Oh, what a fun live stream that was last night on BFTB's channel. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Just to let you know, if you're listening to this live stream, feel free to come in and say, hey, and let me know how it went. Let me know how it went for you. Doug. Hey, Wavy said, yes, indeed it was, Fannon. What's going on, Brian Cousins in the building? Oh, let's wait around a little bit. I'm going to say what's up to everybody when they get to around 100 people in the building. Salute, Fannon. Can you remember when I said you were going to pop champagne when you reached 100,000 subs? Almost there. And 100,000, that'd be what's up. Why not? Hey, man, we having a good year in the worst year ever. Not the worst year ever. Obviously, it's not the worst year ever. But it's the worst year in a long, long time. It's the worst year in a long, long time. At least around these parts. You know what I mean? I said BFTB is Petty King. Yes, he is. Yes, he is Petty King. He is. No doubt about it. I said it was a body bag. Oh, man, it was something ugly. It was something prolonged and ugly. But don't say the name. No need to spread it any further than that, provided that certain somebody stays quiet about it, and I'll stay quiet about it. Let us just agree that we will both remain silent about it. And we shall never bring it up again, provided that, there's no, boisterous challenges or anything like that thrown out there. Hey, man, come on, dog. We professionals, man. We're professionals. We are professionals. I know it don't seem like we're professionals, but dog, motherfuckers do this every day, for hours a day. It's like a part-time job that you don't get paid for. We are very hardcore boxing fans. You cannot come around with no facts whatsoever. If you come around with no facts, you're going to get slashed. You're going to get slashed easy, right across the kneecaps, right away. So I don't take debates lightly. I don't engage in them lightly. I don't take them lightly. If you're going to debate somebody, dog, you got to know exactly what they're going to say. Okay, you can't jump out there not knowing what people are going to say. If you don't know it, really know what they're going to say. Not try to put words in their mouths and tell them what they think. Really know what they're going to say. But that's all right, man. For $10 on the Patreon, I can teach you that. I say with all seriousness, man. I can teach you that. That's a learnable trade. Mr. Pedrazor said, which celebrity deaths affected you the most? Celebrity death? Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. That shit was like, what the fuck? Like, that just hit me like I had just talked to somebody that just was talking about having talked to him the day before. Yeah, Kobe was. Yeah, that hit me. The Kobe's death fucked me up. Him and his daughter, that fucked me up. Yeah, that's tragedy right there. Because he was just becoming such a good dude. You know what I mean? He's just such a good dude. I'm like, damn, Kobe's not playing basketball anymore. Kobe turned into like a real cool dude. You know what I mean? Like somebody always wanted to help somebody that nobody has anything bad to say about. You know what I mean? Just seemed to, when he stopped acting like Michael Jordan, like because he pretended to be Michael Jordan on the court, when he stopped doing that, yeah, Michael Jackson hit me too. Prince hit me too. Prince, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, that was some. Yeah, that was like, wow. But anyway, and I was never a big fan of Kobe Bryant in his as a basketball player. Wasn't the biggest fan. More of a Shaq guy because I was a fan of Shaq before Shaq got in the league. But Kobe Bryant proved me wrong about how great a basketball player he is. And then when he was no longer a basketball player, he just seemed like larger than life and humble and just an everyday type of guy, man. He didn't seem like he seemed very real when he retired, like a very real person. Like that's who he is. I was really impressed by Kobe Bryant, man. Really impressed by Kobe Bryant for several years, for the few years after he retired. Because I thought he was a ball hog, an egomaniac when he's playing. But, you know, but that, yeah, Kobe Bryant seemed, because in retrospect, dude, he seemed like such a really nice guy. So there you go. All right, so let's get into it. We got 169 people in the building. Can we get 169 likes? 173 likes, excuse me. Can we get 173 likes? D-Style Bikes says Shaq definitely contributed to Kobe's first 3 chips. Yeah, absolutely, he did. I was just, a big Shaq fan, man. Big Shaq fan. But yeah, that's the celebrity death that got me. Kobe Bryant. And then it just went downhill from there. Like the years, it was that, and then Corona hit like right after that. Said Curtis Graham said Fannon actually had the pleasure of seeing Kobe play in high school. He was something special. Yeah, man. I caught on late to that, man. I caught on late to him for sure. And it's just a tragedy. But thank you very much for depressing me on the lead into this conversation. But I am waiting for dude to come on, man. I mean, where you at? We had all kind of super chats flying around yesterday. Where you at, man? I knew I was going to hear from you. Dude, I knew I was going to hear from you. So let's get into it. Tyson Fury's lost his damn mind. Boy, shut up. Ain't nobody interested in your stories about, your book that you're writing and, interested in where you're going to take your daughter for her birthday party and all the other. Oh, I think he got blocked for now. No, he didn't get blocked. Why'd you? No, you can't block. No. You can't block him. No, I said no, he didn't get blocked. He didn't get blocked. Because I was like, nah, he could speak the whole time. He did not get blocked. I'd be so mad if he was blocked. Because I can't unblock people right now. But I know my man ain't blocked, dog. Because he's a good dude. So, you know what I mean? It might have been. I was going to say, hey, man, why don't you come onto the channel? Let's chop it up for a couple seconds on the show. You know. Give him a chance to rebuild it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give him a little chance. But if you block, dude, then damn, I can't do that. Fannon, yes, he did. Yes, he did. He blocked him. Yeah, timed out. Yeah, dog. There ain't no way he didn't get blocked, dog. He can't be blocked. Don't ever do that. Don't do that to me, man. No. Because I said, dog, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't. Or he would have said he was blocked. He'd be telling somebody right now he's blocked. Nah. Anyway. But if he was, it's probably all the better. Said thoughts on Spence's knees buckling 5 times. D-Style, you cruel, dog. You cruel. But it is a super chat, so I guess I gotta do it. Hold on 1 second. Much love in that super chat, man. All right, dog. So my thoughts on Spence knees buckling 5 times. You know, actually, I didn't hear that part, but I did hear the part where he said he invented defense. Oh, dog. Fannon, tell Bumpy Thompson who's my favorite boxer of all time, Ali. Right now, Deontay Wilder. And I'm going to say his name like that, Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder ain't a cheater. He didn't get blocked, dog. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. Come on, man. Troy's real cool. But the problem is I can't unblock people, dog. Tell me. I got to look. Because you can't tell me you blocked. Please tell me you didn't block Troy. That ain't right. That ain't right, dog. That ain't right. But I'll know in a second. I might have to move heaven and earth to get somebody unblocked. Don't block people lightly. Time them out. As a matter of fact, don't block people. Just time them out. Just time them out from now. Unless they just straight up call you something like, you know, unless they're Terry Crews or something like that. Either Terry Crews type shit or, you know, Uncle Ruckus type, super Uncle Ruckus, or, you know what I mean, that type of stuff. But it's too hard. It's too hard to unblock people. I have people like keep telling me I'm still blocked. And I'm like, dang, I keep trying to unblock you. But this new system that they have at where is this? Where? It should be. Ooh, come on, man. This thing is just terrible. Man, bummer. I can't invest too much time. Oh, there it goes. All right, here it comes. Can't invest too much time in this, but I pray that you guys didn't, because that was really fun. And he's a good dude. Really is. Very good dude. Who just took a vicious L. Who just took a vicious loss. Like, dog, seriously, like I would never do that to a normal person. Like I would never send somebody into the but that was what it was going to be with me, but just more polite. It would have been the same thing. Or D-Style. Dog, you can't do that to D-Style. I've seen D-Style just melt people. Dog, it's not the same thing. Let me see if okay, here you go. It's not the same thing. What's his name on that? Is it Killatainment? Nah, he ain't blocked. Ain't no killer, ain't nothing, ain't that shit ain't no, that ain't in here. Not shit. I don't mean to call it shit. You know what I mean? Shit in a not bad way type shit. But nah, hell no. He ain't blocked. He more than welcome. Come on over here, dog. I checked you. Ain't blocked. Troy something. Yeah, nah, he ain't blocked. Yeah, nah, oh, dang, maybe I should do 1L. Let me try with 1L. I want to make sure, dog, because I don't want to do dude wrong. But that's gonna nah. He ain't blocked. He ain't blocked. What's going on? D Bevel, the champ in the building. But let's get on this, man. We got 234 people in the building. So Fannon the Don is in the building. What's going on? D Bevel, the Chizam. love in that super chat. Jupiter Beast, Fannon, I think Brian S. or Bruce goes. Oh, Bruce is blocked. Yeah, Bruce Close is blocked because I can't unblock no damn body. Please, I think they don't allow me to block no more because you guys are just too quick triggered, dog. I can't even. Not that I mind you. I do not mind because I do not mind. Whatever, dog. Really, on the real, on triple real, I don't really mind because sometimes people are blocked because they're just building up to some nonsense. Like yesterday, building up some nonsense. Anyway, so let's roll on with the conversation and get into this boxing talk. Tyson Fury said that Deontay Wilder needs to where you at, scone. He called him a scone or a biscuit or some, one of them UK phrases don't nobody know. Called him a scone or a business. Hey, yo, matey mate, some shit. You need to fight me now. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Or, I'm not going to wait forever. Where you at? I'm not going to wait forever. Because he wants to fight in 2020. Look, dog, you got a contract, man. That's why Deontay Wilder got a contract from your ass with your signature on it. You don't give a fuck about what you got to say right now, dog. This is a goddamn pandemic. What the fuck you talking about? You can't force him to fight you, and you ain't gonna go fight nobody else for that fucking belt, or you guys are gonna come up off a whole shitload of dough, including the WBC. I dare you do that shit. Dare you. Dare you to try that shit, and you're gonna come off looking like a duck and a half, dog. Sorry. Rematch clause. That's what it is. Don't nobody care about you and what you doing in your psyche, in your mental health. Fuck you. I see that's me being BFTB when I say fuck you and your mental health. Cheating bastard. Now, it's bad enough to be a cheating bastard, but then to double up on being a cheating bastard, and now you want to go back on your word, which makes me agree with Dillian White. How you gonna make me agree with Dillian White? When Dillian White says, you don't never say nothing you believe. You don't never stick with something you're going to say. Today, you want to do this. Tomorrow, you want to do. See, that's why motherfuckers got contracts. Because people like you can't shake a hand with a dude like that. Can't shake a hand with a dude like Tyson Fury and come up with an agreement. No, you got to get that shit documented. And you got to get it documented, expertly documented. You know what I mean? Because, no, he's going to switch up on you. And he's going to cheat. That's just disgusting. Whole Tyson Fury thing is disgusting to me. Disgusting. Almost as disgusting as Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, what's going to say? Fannon got love for the liking. Man, I ain't got an ounce of love for that liking. Heck no, man. But Dillian White, dude, look. I put something out on Twitter the other day. What's going on, BFTB? Dog, let me tell you, man. You're real wrong for that, dog. I swear. Dog, you are cruel. You are cruel. Cruel. There's no need to body somebody, bury him, put a straw in their mouth. He don't kill him. He just chokes them till they damn near unconscious, buries them, puts a straw in their fucking mouth, and lets mushrooms grow on them. Then digs them back out, wakes them up, helps them. Oh, hey, all right, no worries. Hey, let me go in, get the mushrooms off. You clean yourself up. You all right? You need something to eat? All right, cool. Once the guy's all feeling good again, he's been revitalized. He's like, whoa, I'm about to get out of here. BFTB said, I ain't say you go nowhere. And just murks him again, dog. And murks him again. And then buries him again. Then digs him back up. And then buries him again. That is cruel, BFTB. But I must say, it was deserved. But you fucked up Because Custio Clayton was the number one WBO number one challenger. He was. Custio Clayton was. So, you know, there you go. Oh, man, dog, for real. Oh, I zipped his ass back up, dog. That was hilarious, man. But come on, Tyson Fury, let's get to the real conversations, man. We got to get to the conversation. Oh, Lordy. That was hilarious, man. Thank you, BFTB. And I do want to let you know that all the super chats that came in the morning before were donated back to BFTB. So I just want to let you know, if anybody thinks that I'm unethical or immoral, you know, that I'm being unethical, that I was taking super chats from somebody, or that I set somebody up and made them look bad. No, dog, because I was paid for that, right? I was paid to do it. I had to make sure somebody got their super chats, that they got their super chat worth. That you got your money's worth out that super chat. But I made sure the BFTB got the money and then some. So not only were you body bagged, you paid to get body bagged. I can't resist it. I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Hey, seriously, I feel bad. Really, I do. Because I try not to be, dog. I try not to be like that. I try not to be. But BFTB don't try not to be. I'm sorry. Woo. Well, we're not going to do a play-by-play. I know some of y'all missed it. But we're not going to do a play-by-play on this channel. However, if you do want to see it, it's on BFTB's channel, and it's his last live stream. It should be up. And that should fill in all the blanks. Oh, I like to keep my word. Well, D-Style Boxing was in that motherfucker clown. Oh, the Boxing King. Fannon, what's up with Sean Porter's fight this weekend? Is there of you guys going to break down the fight? Yeah, absolutely. KQKC will be breaking down the fight as usual. He does an excellent job of calling the fight. I might also call the fight if I feel like it. But, you know, it's going to be an ass whooping, and more than likely I'm just going to sit down and watch it. But, yeah, man, I'm going to support Sean Porter, man. Boxing's gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks, man. You know what I mean? Boxing's got a lot better over the last couple of weeks. So that works. That works. I'm looking forward to it. Sean Porter deserves a good – I hope he knocks the dude out too. Hope he looks really good. So it can make a stronger case for him, getting certain fights, And, why shouldn't Sean Porter be able to have a fight with Sebastian Baby Formula? He should. He's had the toughest fight schedule of pretty much anybody in boxing. Not many people have had a work schedule like that, like Sean Porter has. Right? He's fought Danny Garcia. He's fought Ugas. He's fought Keith Thurman. He fought Errol Spence Jr. He fought Kell Brook. He's fought Adrian Bronner. He's fought Paulie Malignaggi. He fought didn't he fight Adrian Granados? Fought Adrian Granados. I mean, he's fought everybody, man. He deserves an opportunity to get a gimme, He deserves a gimme. He ain't like certain people not fighting nobody, you know what I mean? Like, PBC dudes don't get away with fighting that type of record. You know what I mean? Like, too often. Everybody else seems to be fighting a lot of guys. Ugas fought Ray Robinson, Sean Porter. what's his name? Omar Figueroa. When Omar Figueroa was undefeated, just like Jose Benavidez, except for he's a good fighter. Because Omar Figueroa more than likely is going to beat Jose Benavidez. I would take Omar Figueroa pretty easy over him, actually. I think the problem he had with Ugas is just too big and too strong for him. Too big, too strong, too aggressive. But still, Omar Figueroa was out there doing his thing, man. I like Omar Figueroa. Yeah, exactly, Al Johnson. A lot of tough outs for sure. Yep. Jamal James is real. Yeah, man, he looked good. He looked good. He looked very good against Thomas Delorme in that fight. Absolutely. He said, I like Jose Benavidez, a healthy one. Yeah, but you're not going to get that anymore. You're not going to get that anymore. Yeah, he did I know he beat the shit out of Figueroa. But I like Figueroa. So I'm going to give Figueroa more credit than he deserves for that fight. Because I can do it too. You know what I mean? Nah, I know he got I know he got whooped by Ugas. I was hating it. I was lying to myself half the fight. I was like, that punch don't hurt that bad. That punch don't hurt that bad. Hey, man, don't tie. Oh, M. Hoff. Yeah, see, that works. All right, I'll make a settlement. Time motherfuckers out. Time them out. Don't block them. That works. Because that way, if I see them, that gives me an opportunity to address them. But yet, still, gives them yeah. And that way, maybe they'll stop making all these extra names and shit and clogging up my damn block list. Crazy. It's amazing how many people I got blocked up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, dog. Excuse me. D-Style Boxing said Figueroa brothers are good. Just any elite fighter will beat them. Yeah, exactly. There you go. They're skilled. They're very skilled. They don't quite have like the physical size for their style. And they don't really have, from what I can see, a really, really good out game, like a very good outboxing game. But I love watching them. They're incredibly exciting. That style is very exciting. It's going to be a fun fight with either Omar or Brandon Figueroa. It's going to be a fun fight to watch for sure. I would not like to have to fight either one of them dudes because they throw hands. They try to get on the inside and they're trying to rough your ass up on the inside. And when it goes well for them, and if you can't handle that, they're going to beat the piss out you. Just like Robert the Ghost Guerrero got yacked by Omar Figueroa because he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle that pressure, couldn't handle them shots. Figueroa just can't be fighting at 147 pounds, dog. You got to get down to 140. Like, if Brandon Figueroa, I would like to see Brandon Figueroa fight Josh Taylor. That'd be a good fight. And Omar Figueroa might fuck around and beat him with that style. That'd be a really good fight. Omar Figueroa versus Regis Prograis would be a really good fight. Ugas, to me, seems like he has got the ability to get all the way up to 154. Where, Omar Figueroa might be a killer if he could make a lightweight. Just outsized, outgunned against Yordenis Ugas. That was my take. That was my take on it. Oh, that's not for me. I love watching Regis. Yeah, I love Smoochie 1I3 said I love watching Regis Prograis fight. Yeah, I'm huge on Regis Prograis. Like him. Exchanged emails with his wife because he was on the show a couple years ago. But just seemed to be really good people. And very good fighter. Very, very good fighter. A guy that should, even if he takes a loss, he should always be in contention to get title shots. So I wish these guys, I really do wish it was possible in boxing to have people fight the same guy more often. Instead of having like all these garbage ass, trash ass fights, we could have some rematches. Rematches are better than trash ass fights. You know what I mean? Good rematches are better than trash ass fights. Because if they fight each other 2-3 times, maybe the outcome can change a little bit, you know? But draws, a lot of times when people get draws, they don't even rematch them. I will give Rolly Romero credit for that, though. Rolly Romero get the rematch to Marlon, what is his name? Jackson Marinez. D-Style Boxing said, gotta run, got blood tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, mad giveaway. Yeah, man, tell Blood when you see Blood that he was supposed to do a mad giveaway on OG Boxing Talk, and he didn't come. Because he's over on your channel, because he's over there on a better show. For real, you know I'm just joking, just fucking with Blood. But for real, go see that, because Blood's got some great magazines. I'm going to enter that quiz and win one of them damn magazines. And make Blood have to send me one of them mugs. He had like an actual contract he's saying to somebody, and I couldn't get my hands on it. I don't know what I did to Blood. That hurts. I needed that contract, Blood. I needed that contract. Much love in that super chat, D-Style Boxing. And make sure you guys go to D-Style Boxing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He said, oh, shit, yeah, I'll tell you. Tell him I said thanks, man. Nah, he's doing it where he needs to do it, because you guys got a great show. Absolutely great show. He'll be back on OG Boxing Talk eventually. Brandon Figueroa is on the Charlo card. That's what's up. Yeah. Brandon Figueroa's a good fighter. Very good fighter. Very good young American talent. Down there at bantamweight. Isn't he a bantamweight? At 118. He's at 118? Yeah, that's 118. Bantamweight's 118. Yep. That's what's up, D-Style. All day, every day, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to D-Style Boxing and go to that show. Because those are really good. Man, I'm telling you, that's some really good shit. I'm telling you. Just like I told y'all, if y'all really want to debate, we got something for you. Go to BFTB's channel. And I'm telling anybody that's a fan of boxing, LDBC or not LDBC, if you guys really want some good boxing talk, go to D-Style Boxing. It's massively underrated. It's not even underrated. It's fucking great. It's a great show that they are strictly talking boxing, and they have a lot of and I'm telling you, even you dudes that hate me will like D-Style Boxing. Okay, you will like D-Style Boxing. Fannon, who do you want Bud to fight to prove himself? I don't think Bud has to fight anybody to prove himself. I think Bud needs to fight somebody to be worth my fucking money and to stop wasting my damn time. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know I've already got him at the #1 pound for pound guy in the sport. He doesn't have to prove anything to me. And I'm not meaning to smack him to go on you, Hoodie Smoke. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to prove anything to me. I already know how good he is. Fight some fucking body. You know what I mean? You don't just get to stand there and do shit because you're so good. If anybody else, on any other sport, if you had an attitude like that, you're going to get your ass thrown the fuck. They're going to be, get the fuck out of here. Get out of the gym. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that in basketball. Be like, I'm the best player on the team, and you can't tell me what I'm going to do. Man, the coach had, get your ass out of here. Yeah, you're a great athlete, but get the fuck out of here. You need to be able to. The reason we care that you're good is because we want to see you fight other people that are good. Not just to support you just because you're good. I mean, it's like your career is over or some shit. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to do that, because you guys are trying to pull the Mayweather Pacquiao shit. Come on, dog. We see the play. We see the play. We see the play. Stop trying to run the play. We see the play. We see what it is. That's what happened. We sat there for 5 years waiting, watching pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view. While Floyd Mayweather, great fighter, made $500 million selling us the idea of a Manny Pacquiao fight.
And Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum did the same thing. 5 years of pay-per-views, right? 5 years of pay-per-views. Pretty much the contract, the value of the contract for Showtime was somewhere around $200 million. And that was the base guarantee. It wasn't like all of the money he would make because it was pay-per-views. So he was guaranteed like $200 million on his contract. For the whole time that we knew, we're like, well, who's he going to, who can win? Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather? It was 5 years of fights, dude. He fought twice a year, didn't he? It's 10 fights. With a guarantee of $20 million a fight, all on pay-per-view. And that's before the Manny Pacquiao fight. We saw how it worked. It's a business. It's a business. You got a business model. I got you. You got a business, a 250 thing. Hey, man, what's going on? Paul Carey said, hey, Bison, why you think everyone is giving Manny a pass? Much love in that super chat. I don't see anybody I don't see a lot of people giving him a pass. Well, as far as the people I'm listening to, the media is going to always, the country of the Philippines is always going to support Manny Pacquiao. They're going to, and rightfully so, because he's a great fighter. He deserves the support. And also because he's accomplished so much in his career that he could pretty much do what the fuck he wants to do. And you really can't take his legacy at this point because he's 42 years old. You know what I mean? However, same time, he's the WBA super champion. So make up your mind, dog. Is it a victory lap, or are you gonna fight the champions? So, part of that is because he earned the right to be respected, and he is a legitimate established star. He's not fake. He ain't like, that's not Lomachenko type of. He's not Lomachenko level. You know what I mean? Where Lomachenko right now still probably gets more positive press than Manny Pacquiao, but he's not Manny Pacquiao level financially. I got a real question about whether or not Canelo Alvarez really is Manny Pacquiao level or not at this point. You know what I mean? I mean, is Canelo Alvarez going to do 800,000 pay-per-view buys if he fought on regular pay-per-view, if he fought Yeldamir? Do you think he's going to get 800,000 pay-per-views against Yeldamir? No. He would not. He'll be somewhere around 600,000, 700,000, 600,000, 700,000 pay-per-views. He barely got over 1 million with Gennady Golovkin and Julio Cesar Chavez. Those are really big fights where he just broke 1 million. Manny Pacquiao broke 1 million a bunch of times against guys. I'm pretty sure he broke 1 million more times than Canelo Alvarez has. Canelo Alvarez broke 1 million pay-per-views 3 times. 4 times if you count Mayweather, which you shouldn't. Because, for real, Floyd could have fought a bunch of dudes and did those numbers. So, that's why Manny Pacquiao deserves. Manny Pacquiao is going to get that leeway from people. And it's real. And I don't have any problem with him doing that. Because he deserves. Hey, dude, I wasn't always big on. Originally I liked Manny, but then all that craziness went on with people jocking Manny Pacquiao and all that, and it was just saying ridiculous shit about Mayweather. So similar to how I am now about shit like that. I was like, nah, dog, get the fuck out of here with all that dumb shit. Manny Pacquiao lost to Eric Morales. He got knocked out 2 times at a little ass weight class. Don't be acting like that he's fighting the same guys that Floyd already beat. Just stop. You know what I mean? With the shit. He's not better than Floyd. And people that were talking about fighters, that they're real, that they know boxing, that they're boxers and all that. We're talking that shit. Like Floyd is gonna, like Manny Pacquiao is gonna beat Floyd. Like, what the fuck what are you looking at? You know what I mean? Like, for real, what are you looking at? Because this dude's gonna he ain't beating Floyd. Floyd is going to shut that right hand. He's going to shut that straight left hand down. That's it. Goodbye. That shit's not landing. Now, what you going to do? You're going to come over to the top of my jab for 12 rounds, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was not about to let Floyd. Man, I try to tell people that shit. Would not listen for nothing. But they know boxing. But you know everything. Like, let me ask you, dumb motherfucker, something. And this ain't really directed at one in particular dumb motherfucker, but if you are one of these dumb motherfuckers, let me ask you a question. Do you think that you can't learn anything by watching 3,000 hours of boxing matches? Just wonder. Do you think that a human being, without getting into a ring actually, can watch 3,000 hours of boxing matches and learn something? Maybe it's because they've seen the styles and they can't explain, exactly how you torque your foot or see or be able to see what the guy is trying to set up or see it at the level that a trained eye sees it at. But, you don't think that they can see who can whoop somebody else's ass and whose ass ain't about to get whooped? You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. Oh, man, he's about to get his ass whooped. Because he's a straight right, he's a straight left hand. He's awkward, he's quick, he's very athletic, and he's got a straight left hand, and he's very fat, he's strong. Floyd is just as athletic, and he sees that shit coming. And you're not going to land it. He's going to take that away. He's going to take that away. And when that's taken away, what are you going to go to next? Trying to hit him with a right hand, mugging him, and losing. You know what I'm saying? And losing. But can't tell hard heads nothing. Can't tell hard heads nothing. Yeah, let's check it out. Hey, look, we got 357 people in the building, 227 likes. May we please get them likes up? Come on, man. I think the likes can be over 400. Or the likes can be over 350. For sure. Pull counter Floyd. Yeah, Floyd nasty as shit. Dude, nasty. Nasty. But then we're acting like he's just nothing. He's just ordinary. See, that's when I started really questioning the pound for pound list. Because Floyd was not, they didn't have Floyd at the top of one, like right at the top for a while. I'm like, God. Floyd should have been top 2 pound for pound fighters right around the time of the Diego Corrales fight. Like there was Roy, I think there was Roy at the time, and Bernard Hopkins. And then, dude, it would be real hard pressed for them not to have been Floyd. But I do not believe that it was Floyd. And we're talking about Corrales and like, dude, are you crazy? And what? And to this day, y'all keep doing it. You keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing Monster Inoue and I'm watching Gervonta Tank Davis. And you're blowing my mind. Like, don't you see that? You don't see how much faster he is and how they're virtually, excuse me, Gervonta Tank Davis and Monster Inoue. Gervonta Davis is probably faster than Monster Inoue. His punches are tighter than Monster Inoue's. Tighter. He's a tighter fighter. He's more patient than Monster Inoue. I've seen him set traps for people, like what he did to, what was the guy he did, man? He did this dude, Avila. Actually, you know what? Gervonta Davis did that guy Avila the exact same way he did Yuriokas Gamboa. He just stopped fighting for a second and just started moving backwards. Like he was tired, like he was taking the round off. And it do like just a couple seconds before the end of the round. Boom. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, the end of the Avila fight, David Avila's fight, was pretty much exactly what happened at the end of Yuriokas Gamboa fight. Gervonta Davis was laying into a bigger guy because Avila was much bigger than him, man. He might have been, that fight was at 130, but dude, David Avila, dude, he's way bigger than him. like height-wise and size-wise. So he absorbed some of the shots from Gervonta Davis, took some shots pretty well because he was getting that ass torn up for sure. But it wasn't like a one-punch knockout thing. And then so Gervonta Davis just went into retreat mode, looked like he was gassing out. The announcers were saying this pretty much the same thing, except for it was Antonio Tarver saying things like, Gervonta Davis isn't throwing the jab. He's not throwing the jab. And then Gervonta Davis threw like 14 jabs, like right after he said it. I'm like, did you not notice, dog, that you said he doesn't work the jab and then he threw 14 jabs? Dog, you can't see everything. Anyway, you get my point, dog. But you look at Monster, but it's Monster Inoue. I've not seen Monster Inoue. I haven't seen it, and I've been watching his fights. Jonathan Wilderberger said, excited. August 29th, Angulo versus Truex got Angulo for the win. You talk about Alfredo Angulo versus Truex. What's the guy's name? Not Caleb Truex. What is that? 168? Truex. Did Truex fight David Benavidez? But that's what's up. I'll take the fight. Angulo's always going to be a good fight. Angulo's always going to throw. He's always going to bring a good fight. For sure. I would watch any Alfredo Angulo fight I'm going to watch. Because because it's going to be a thumping. He did stop Gamboa. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, he stopped it in the 11th round. Yeah, I know for sure he stopped him. I'm saying, but it was the same type of knockout. It was one where he's changed up the pace. So Gervonta Davis he's not a one fought Quillen. Thank you. Quillen. Thank you. Hubble scope. Hubble telescope. Bumpy Thompson said, lured him in, wasn't tired. Gamboa was in survival mode, or he would have went earlier. If Tank doesn't knock whoever out in 4 rounds, something is wrong with him. Check my head. Hey, that guy can thump. He can thump, but he's a very, very good boxer. His jab to the body is nasty. His jab to the body, his hooks to the body, his leads to the body, because he's so quick. And to have his hit, and to be such a small guy, he's just very, very skilled, man. Defensively, he sees shots coming. He's slipping multiple shots. I'm seeing him slip like 4 shots in a row, just 1, 2, 3. He knows where the punches are coming. He seems like he is very, very like his muscle memory for as far as what to expect when he throws something and what to expect, to know what's going to come back after it. It seems like he's just got that sequence down so well. And I see him catching shots. Like, even when you think he got caught, his parry game, like with his when you hold the phone, that boop, dude, very accurate with catching shots like that. Can stay in the pocket and bop, bop, and it still counter. Dude, he's nasty, man. He's nasty. 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 I just don't get why he doesn't get more credit, other than people going to see his fights and paying him a lot of money. DAZN said, what's going on, King? Yeah, let's talk about it, King P. Let's talk about it. WBC WBC be looking bad, man. Y'all just, man. Hey, King P says, DAZN said, no, sir, Canelo can't fight Yeldemir on our app. Fight somebody else. Man. And the WBC said that they didn't ask Canelo, that they didn't order Canelo to fight Yeldemir, that Canelo asked them. So do you know what that means? Canelo Alvarez probably gets paid for championship fights. Right? It has to be a major championship fight for the value of the fight to be worth it. Isn't that true? Don't networks pay more for championship fights? Don't fighters get paid more for championship fights? I think that's true. I've heard that that was true. If that is true, listen to this, my friend, who didn't come to the chat because you ain't blocked. But listen to this, friend. This is how you do it if you ever show up at BFTB's house again, okay? Oh, dog, this is how you do it if you ever show up to BFTB's channel again, dog. Okay? So, Canelo Alvarez was asked by DAZN, according to his, either one of those guys, you know, either Mike Coppinger, Mike Benson, Lance Pugmire, one of those guys, Jake Donovan, one of those guys, right? By the way, I like Jake Donovan, but Jake Donovan, I think he made a mistake in a boxing scene article, but I like Jake Donovan. I like the work that he does, but he messed up a little bit on a boxing article, and I would like to correct that situation. In the end of an article, and I'm sorry I got to go on to this for a second because I don't want people to like, because from what I understand, this is not true. What was printed in Boxing Scene. Y'all got to excuse me because I'm not going to do a video about this, but I want people to see like why you can't always, and I'm not saying Jake Donovan's a bad guy. I'm not at all. I think he's a very good writer. Because he writes about boxing. I don't ever hear him say anything about shit outside of boxing that would make me think that he's demeaning me. So, you know, as long as it's box, even like with Dan, what's his name? Dan Rayfield. I try to stay away from being too hard with Dan Rayfield because he pretty much does keep it boxing. He's not a Paulie Malignaggi or a Steve Kim that want to fucking insult you. Shit like that. Damn, where did this shit go? It's about the Lomachenko fight. Oh, fuck. Man, the WBC, dude, is wild. I can't wait to changing another rule, huh? I can't find it. Damn. All right. Oh, is this it? This could be it. Yes, this is it. I found it. I found it. All right. All right. So here, let's kind of correct the situation because I do not believe that this is the case. Somebody can tell me if Jake Donovan is correct about this. If not, I don't want to do a video because I like the dude and it would be just like I'm fucking hating too much. And I got to limit the amount of, you know, shit I be talking sometimes because it gets, I don't want to be everybody in the media to think I'm a jerk. Just the ones that, you know, I think are jerks. But here. Oh, okay. So. Can you see that? I think you should be able to see this. It says in an article entitled Garcia Campbell purse bid canceled, deal reached for November in the US, right? This came out yesterday. So I read the article and I got down to this part. And I was like, see, this is why you got to actually read the whole article. He says its prior claimant efforts were made to get Campbell in the ring with the Dominican Republic's Javier Fortuna for what at the time was the vacant WBC lightweight belt. Its prior claimant, Devin Haney, relinquished the belt due to failure to honor a mandatory title defense versus Fortuna as he was recovering from shoulder surgery. Now, this statement, I say, I don't think that that's true. And I think it's worded in a way that makes Devin Haney look like, number one, like Devin Haney relinquished the belt, right? Number one, right here, this word here, relinquished. That relinquished means you gave it up, that you did something to give it up. And he said that he gave it up, right, due to failure to honor a mandatory title defense. That's not true either. He didn't fail to honor the title defense. From my understanding, the WBC asked him how long it would take him to recover from his shoulder surgery, and they said, no, that's not enough time, so we're going to strip you. So number one, or they were going to demote him or move him to, I've heard it described different ways, demote him to champion in recess. So number one, he didn't relinquish his belt. It was taken from him, right? That's why I would say stripped of his belt, right? Due to not a failure to honor, because he didn't fail to honor it. It's not like they set a fight up and there was a date set for a mandatory title defense. If they would have said, hey man, move it up, it can be in 8 months, or you have a year to do it, we'll give you time, then they could have set it up. And then if he didn't do that, then maybe he could have failed to honor a defense. He didn't fail to honor the defense. The WBC just didn't give him time to do it. You know what I mean? It's not like the fight was set. So now I got to go check and make sure you guys heard or saw any of that. Yeah, you guys saw that. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, that's a funny way to phrase that. I don't think that that's accurate. I don't think that's fair to Devin Haney to phrase that way. He didn't relinquish the title. The title was taken from him, or he was demoted. If he's he don't relinquish if you're demoted, right? Or you don't relinquish even if you're elevated. You're not relinquishing something. It's being taken from you. Somebody slaps you in the mouth and takes something out your pocket. Did you relinquish it? Or did somebody take it from you? See what I'm saying? I thought that was a little bit loaded. I think that's a little bit loaded. And it gets the WBC, and it's worded in a way that removes blame from the WBC. And that's why the WBC had to give it back. Right? Now, if he had just flat out failed to honor his mandatory title defense, like Canelo Alvarez did, Canelo Alvarez got stripped by the IBF for that. Stripped. And there was no amount of time where he got a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Because you failed to honor that responsibility. That's what people typically get for failing to honor a mandatory fight. He didn't fail to honor it. They just were like, nah, you're not going to do it fast enough for us. So we're going to put you in recess. We're going to put you on kitty timeout, your champion on timeout, and we're going to have these other two guys fight for the belt because you're not going to do it fast enough. It's not like he said he turned down the fight. That's what it sounds like, that failure to honor. You know, what does that mean? Sorry for being petty, but I'm reading these articles. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, come on, man. Get a dude this break, man. Get a dude a break. Anyway, for people that might have lost the debate, if somebody might have lost the debate recently, see, that's how you build that argument. You say, okay, here are the facts. Ain't nothing wrong with going on the internet. So that's not petty? No, it's not petty. Trying to be educational. Just trying to be educational and have fun while doing it. So yeah, man. But anyway, back to Canelo. So Canelo is the dude that at the WBC said that Canelo is the guy. Yeah, that was just a bad phrasing. But back to the subject. That Canelo was the guy that asked for his fight with Yeldamir to be for the WBC belt. That does two things. One, it makes it a championship fight. So if in his contract it says that he's going to get this type of money for championship fights, and his minimum might be lower for fights that are not championship, the WBC just gave him a fight that would be for a championship that Canelo wants. When DAZN wants Canelo at 160 against Gennady Golovkin for the IBF. See, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And the WBC did it. Ain't that shit corrupt? Ain't that crazy? That's more than likely what that's about. Like, why would they do it? Oh, and so they say we didn't order it. Canelo asked for it. Hey, if Canelo asked you to jump off a bridge, would you jump off the bridge because Canelo asked you to? Why would Canelo Alvarez? You didn't even wait a week. You didn't wait a week to give Canelo Alvarez another title shot against Yeldemir. How is Yeldemir worthy of that shot? You think Yeldemir's going to beat him? Like, you're going to order a non-competitive fight for a title right away. Who did David Benavidez have to fight to get the WBC 168-pound belt? Right? Didn't he have to beat Anthony Durrell for that belt? Isn't that who did? And then who did Benavidez get it off before that? I'm quite sure, dude, that he never had a fight. Yeah, Durrell. He had to fight Durrell for that. Anthony Durrell for that. But Canelo Alvarez gets a shot at that title for Yeldemir, who was knocked silly in the World Boxing Series, in the World Boxing Super Series against Chris Eubank. Dude, that's a knockout waiting to happen. That's all you did. You ordered Canelo to knock out Yeldemir for the WBC 168-pound belt, which would conveniently allow Canelo Alvarez to make more money, according to his contract, from DAZN. More than likely. Because I have to say more than likely. Because I'm sure, don't you? Because other people's contracts have minimums based on whether it's a championship fight or not a championship fight. You get more money for championship fights on boxing contracts, from what I've seen. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, so he asked you to look him up, and you're like, yeah, sure. Hey, Canelo, we got this. We got a solution. Fight you. And there's a picture, literally. I think isn't Yeldemir a sparring partner for Canelo too? I'm pretty sure Yeldemir is a sparring partner with Canelo Alvarez, because I saw a picture where they're together and they both look like they either like Canelo's hair is wet, like his hair is wet, like he just got out the shower, and it's in a boxing gym where Yeldemir is still wearing his training stuff. That looks like he's in the gym with Canelo Alvarez. That sounds like the dude. Yeah, he said, yeah, it's his sparring partner. So you're gonna allow Canelo Alvarez to fight for the 168-pound WBC title and fight his sparring partner. It's for a championship. That's a joke. That's a joke. Especially if he asked it. If he asked it for that. Hey, Deontay, next time, just ask Mauricio Sulaiman if you can fight for the vacant WBC title against your sparring partner. Hey, can I fight for a major belt against my sparring partner, Mauricio? How could that conversation go? That's just a joke. They said Joseph Parker did it. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Hey, can I fight for this belt against my sparring partner? Now, this is after having a conversation with them about, hey, I don't feel like fighting my mandatory. What can you do about that?
Oh, well, we can create a new belt for you. We can create a new belt for you. It's called the Franchise Championship. It'll be like the shout out to D-Style Boxing. It'll be a lot like the WBA Super Win. Except for this one, we won't have any mandatories at all. So no worries. We got you. Elevate you and we'll give him your belt. Does that work? Yep, works for me. That's a conversation they had before that. Another one went amongst themselves. Hey, look, Canelo popped dirty for Computerall. The World Boxing, what is it? What's the name of it? It's whatever the World Doping Agency is. Whatever the World Anti-Doping Agency. I think that's what it is. The WADA. I think it's WADA. The World Anti-Doping Agency. So like if the World Anti-Doping Agency said that, raise the acceptable levels of Computerall, let's follow through with that to help out Canelo. Moving for some shit that they put in place for bicycling, you know what I mean? Throwing darts. Yeah, let's make the same exception for potentially fatal contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, WADA. Yeah, we know that they did it for like bicycling and things like that. But hey, let's use it for contact sports. With not a inconsequential percentage for fatal injury. Let's raise the drug testing levels in that and treat it. Well, the World Boxing Agent, WADA did it. WADA did it they did it for basketball. I mean, ain't nobody getting punched in the head. And just because they did it doesn't mean you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, WADA did it. So what? You shouldn't do it. That ain't no rule that you need to do it just because they did it. You're not an Olympic sport. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in the Olympics. You ain't an Olympic curler. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. These dudes are wild, man. Wild. Black Samurai said, who raises the level of steroids? That was always crazy to me. Yeah, the WBC does. And the boxing media really doesn't say anything about it either. Like, not a big deal at all. Just another day at the office. Southern T-Boxing said, Bud, not a cheater, but we can't put him with Fury and Canelo. Bud just doesn't want any tough fights. That's Southern T-Boxing. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I know that he cheated. What I said is, if you're responding to what I said yesterday, oh, man, look. He is a top-ranked fighter. Okay? He's a top-ranked fighter. That's the top-ranked stable. He is a member of the top-ranked stable. How good a fighter he is, what his name is, all of that stuff, just put it to the side. He is a member of a top-ranked stable. I am concerned about cheating in boxing because I have seen it happen. And everybody else, if they're honest, knows it occurs in boxing. That it occurs in every sport. Certain teams cheat more than other teams cheat, right? Some basketball teams or football teams are really clean. They play they play above board. Some believe that, competition is it is what it is. And that you play to win. And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Those are mentalities that people really do have about the sport of boxing. So if you're trained in a camp or you work for a camp that has been known to do certain things, you shouldn't be surprised when those type of things happen. Does that make sense? Desi Bryan says, salute for now, my bad. I know I'm 18. Hey, no worries, man. It ain't worries. I mean,
I'm just trying to ask my man to listen carefully to how these arguments are constructed. So that if you ever run into BFTB again, you cannot quite come off like that again, my man. Because I'd be more than happy to work with you. Minor fee involved, but dog, we can make it hot. Yeah, minor fee involved, but we can make it hot, man. Figure it out, dog. You'd be all good. Wouldn't take but a couple months of reading. I'm late, not 18. That's what's up. Because I was like, you 18? I didn't think that was the truth, but I read it. Anyway, back to the damn, I lost my train of thought, man. What were we talking about, man? I'm sorry, I cracked a joke on somebody's and I shouldn't have. So now while I was sculpting it, I forgot what I was fucking talking about. Canelo. Well, I'll backtrack to the last part that I remember, which is the WBC and Canelo. Oh, WADA. Thank you very much. The anti-doping. All right, the anti-doping. Anyway, that's all about the WBC and Canelo, dog. They're just jokes at this point in time. That's just a joke at this point in time. Joke that they would do that for Canelo to try to end the zone. Dog, he got you. If your contract says championship fight, you're going to have to pay that dude for that championship fight. Why would you give Canelo Alvarez? You said you were going to pay him that money. Why ain't you going to try to stand? You got a contract with him. It was all good. You had him walk away from other contracts because you wanted him to fight Gennady Golovkin. But if you wanted him to fight Gennady Golovkin, then you should have only given him a contract if he fought Gennady Golovkin. Why don't you want to pay the man his money now? That's some foul shit. And the WBC probably did hook him up by giving him a championship fight, which would fit his responsibility under that contract, his obligations. If it fits his obligations, they would be unreasonable to deny it, right? Unless it's obviously a shit fight. But you're not going to get Gennady Golovkin. He don't want to fight Gennady Golovkin. And I don't want to see the Gennady Golovkin fight. It's another odd thing. Why is the zone holding up stuff looking for that Gennady Golovkin fight? It's almost like a point they're trying to prove or something. Have him fight Demetrius Andrade. Have him fight Demetrius Andrade. Or the Canelo fight. Dog, Gennady Golovkin. Dude, he's not going to get that many more subscribers for you, man. Gennady Golovkin's old as shit, and he looked like he lost to Sergey Deverenchenko. I can't pronounce his name. I say Deverenchenko, but I know there's a Dev Arevchenkin, something like that. Can't pronounce his name. You know what I mean? Let me see something. Yeah, man. Hey, let's get the likes over 300, please. If you would not mind. The likes over 300 would be fantastic. Dang. Outlaw. All my law said, WBC, we blow Canelo. Oh, dog. We blow Canelo. Wow. I have to say that was the best one. I've been looking for a WBC, kind of like whatever Bob orders. But for the WBC, I can't say that I will use that one freely because of its, because of the sexual nature of it. However, as a metaphor, works perfectly. Works perfectly. Ridiculous. Is Wilder training? He's been super quiet. I don't know. I don't think he's been that quiet. He just ain't been talking to the media. I'm sure he has. I have no reason to believe that he's not. But he's just not in the media. And I don't know why he would be. He doesn't need to be in the media. Deontay Wilder is good regardless. He's already got name recognition. He can sit down. He doesn't have to try to sell books and fabricate fame like Tyson Fury's doing right now. Deontay Wilder earned in the U.S. market, he earned the right to be able to sit there and not talk for a while because the dude's been carrying the promotion and pushing for what's going on in the heavyweight division for the last couple of years, for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? Only other person really pushing stuff and trying to make stuff happen, even acting like they really trying to push, acting like trying to push, is Dillian White. Acting and lying, acting like you want to fight somebody and turning the fight down. Over and over again. Not one person, multiple people. Black Samurai said, "I'm sorry, I don't respect Fury after his last video." What is that with the Biggie Smalls breakdown? Is that with the Biggie Smalls breakdown? Hey man, he lost me at the cheating, and the people that support the cheating, you guys really did lose. Like in my world, I lose you. You don't lose me in the way that I perceive the world. So y'all lost me. Is the way I see it. Acting like you don't know that dude cheated. Acting like that is not just that they weren't just pointing stuff out. That these people were pointing out things that are blatantly obvious. But yet you sit and try to act like they're making it up. You sit dead in your face, see it. And you act like they made it up. Hey, Fannon, I wish I had that bum money. Oh, you know, can I get some of that bum money? But no, they got zero integrity, man. Zero integrity. And so Deontay Wilder doesn't have to say a lot. But Tyson Fury, like that little thing Tyson Fury did, I'll make a video about it, more than likely. But that's why he said it, though, so people will make videos. To be very clear, I no longer have a problem making videos where I talk about what somebody says because they want people to know that shit. They want people to know there's no accidents in this nonsense. The fact that Tyson Fury would say that he is looking, oh, where you at, Deontay? What, your Twitter number's down or something? People didn't tune in. People didn't tune in to watch your dance party with your wife. You know what I mean? Like you go from using the word nigga in a video to the next one you're saying you're calling out Deontay Wilder. Dude, you're trying to keep your name in the paper, homie. Trying to keep your name in the paper. Got it. Trying to keep your name, trying to keep your name out there, dude, because people ain't even watching videos with Tyson Fury's name in it. That shit is like flat. That shit is like flat. People are more interested in what Gary Russell Jr. is talking to Terence Crawford about than they're interested in Tyson Fury, in Tyson Fury's life. Ain't nobody out here asking and making videos or writing articles about how they can't wait to see Tyson Fury fight somebody in anybody. Anybody. There's nothing popping about that shit except for you guys trying to sell the idea of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. The idea of it. So what? That shit's gonna go off in the UK. Have fun. What do you think you're gonna bring that? You think you're gonna bring that to the United States and it's gonna be like extra popping? You might get them to bring a bunch of UK people over here like that. But then they're gonna leave when that fight's over. What did that do? What did that do for American boxing? Made you a lot of money for a fight. But what did that do for boxing? And that's one fight. No, man, you're not gonna. That shit is gonna. That's a one and done. That's a one and done, and it might not even do that well. It'll just be people from the UK buying that fight, and there you go. And then it's gonna fuck up the pay-per-view. So why would you do it over here? That's a fight over. That's one fight over there at the UK where Tyson Fury doesn't even have a license to fight. So who are you talking about? You better fight me now before 2020. I ain't gonna wait forever. You gonna fucking wait? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Hey, can't you have isn't there is something called tortious interference with the contractual relationship, right? So I wonder if Eddie Hearn is in negotiations with Deontay Wilder. Now, this is an area that I'm not expert in at all. I'm just openly wondering that if one promoter cannot make an offer to or have conversations with another promoter's fighter for tortious interference, what would prevent if you have a rematch clause and you know there's a rematch clause and another champion starts trying to negotiate a fight and convince one fighter to pull out of the other fighter's fight, knowing that would create that there's a rematch clause and that would affect matter of fact, just say that. Like if Eddie Hearn, and I'm interested in it because wouldn't that be the same thing? Doesn't that seem similar? It's a contractual relationship, the rematch clause. The other contractual relationship is the promoter fighter. And if you go in there trying to get one promoter tries to go in and try to get a fighter to break their promotional contract, that's interference, tortious interference with a contractual relationship. I wonder if the same thing could hold true for a rematch clause on a specific fight where one promoter knows that two fighters are already contractually bound to fight one another, and you make them an offer which causes them to pull out of the original contractual relationship, and you knew it. That's interference. That's interference. You're trying to get a benefit. You know that is going to be a detriment and that they have a duty already, because you would have in the agreement where they say that there's nothing prohibiting you. You don't have any prior obligations that would allow you to fulfill this agreement, right? That'd be interesting to see, man. I should fuck around and start getting some, get a sports attorney on that. Ask him. Because I don't know. It actually, the theory of contracts, it sounds like tortious interference to me. At least, on his face. On his face. Looks like tortious interference. So, I don't know, dog. I don't know if you want to get in the middle of making offers and shit and fucking over Deontay Wilder's money. Because it's $40 million, but you're going to offer him 50. But I have we're already contracted. This fight is already settled. It was settled. And I gave him the fight. So he owes me the rematch. Because that's the exchange. Deontay Wilder gave him the fight. You owe me the rematch. In exchange for the first fight. You owe him that rematch. Because you said you would pay it. It's like money you owe. It's like you said, hey, if I win, I will either pay you $15 million or a rematch, depending on which one I want to do. Right? You could say that. There could be a payment at which point in time you're willing to pay, kind of like pre-negotiated step-aside money inside of a rematch clause. You could do that, right? So if you didn't pay, it's still consideration. That's why he has to pay it. That's why he should have to give that rematch. And it doesn't matter when it is. You owe the rematch. You owe the money. There's no point in time in which you ain't got to pay the money. You have to pay the money. You have to give me the rematch in your next fight. And there's coronavirus, dog. So we have to negotiate something that is going to work for both of us. And there being a pandemic ain't going to be part of it. If Deontay Wilder says that. And the only thing, Andy, what he's got to do is just enjoin you from having the fight and the WBC. And then what are you going to do? Drop the belt? If you drop the belt, you still didn't give him the fight, and because the belt's vacant, right? So they can enjoin you from dropping the belt. No, you cannot. WBC, no, you cannot. Can't do it. Because he promised them the rematch for that belt. That'd be interesting. But like I said, I'm not an extra. He said, oh, good point, unless there's a character clause. What character clause? Yeah, I mean, no, there's not. Shit. I guarantee you there's not. Something like that. Not like if you do something that is, that I think is embarrassing to me, or it's scandalous or something like that I can get out of there, like a morals clause, you're saying? Like, yeah, I'll give you a rematch if you don't slap a baby in the mouth, or if you don't defame me. You can build all that stuff in there. All of that. It's literally you're agreeing on something. You can agree on anything. You can agree on anything that you want to agree on. As long as there's something given in exchange for it, and it's not something that's illegal, right? Even then, you can still contract for something that's illegal. You just can't get it enforced in a court of law. The government's just not going to enforce it. It's just an unenforceable contract, legally unenforceable contract. However, it is enforceable because people get killed all the time over agreements that get struck where somebody doesn't give what they said that they were going to give. Happens all the time. But Fury ain't going to be telling people when it's going to happen, like you're just going to walk away. I mean, but I can understand why he would think he could walk away like that. I can understand it because he's extremely privileged. Like, I can't say what he was when he was growing up, as a, growing up as a traveler. But I can tell you right now, he and Canelo Alvarez, like, he should have lost the Otto Violent fight. Like, dude, he shouldn't have got that win. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like right there tells you, right there. Nobody else is getting out. How many people are going to get out of there like that? Where they're just willing on television to be like, yeah, we know this fight needs to stop. You know what I mean? Yeah, we know that this fight absolutely positively needs to stop. But because it's Tyson Fury, we're not going to stop it. We're going to let the fight continue. Clearly, they let who it was affect how they address the situation. Like, no, we can't do that. It's not like you can't. Dude, the fight went on long enough for you. You got your money on that fight. No, they're talking about the future fights. The future fights. So they let that shit go. So obviously, he feels like maybe he can just tell Deontay Wilder that he's going to go fight somebody else, because he's used to doing whatever he wants to do, and people not holding him accountable. You know what I mean? This dude making up stories about this dude didn't want to get tested for performance-enhancing drugs and ran to a mental health facility. And ever since then has been selling himself as a mental health in recovery, right? For substance abuse and stuff. But he's drinking. Like, what? Are you a poster boy for relapse? I thought you said your problem was alcohol and drugs. I thought that's what you said your problem was. But you out here drinking and singing rap songs with sunglasses on. High as a kite. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude. But you can get away with it. All you're going to do is just sell whatever lie you're going to tell. Man, that dude tells so many stories, man. He's going to give his money away, this all-purse away to mental health victims. Dude, come on, man. That shit is just so obviously, dude. So if you were going to do it, why can't you just do it? Why you got to get on? Why does it have to be in 15 different magazines that you're going to do it? And you're telling people that in interviews, what you're going to do. You got all kind of people that do nice things, give money to people, and they just give the money to people and don't say anything about it if you're trying to help them. You know what I mean? This dude is making videos about himself, recording him counseling people and putting it on Twitter. Like, dude, if you're going to counsel somebody, first of all, dude, that dude looked like he was your friend. Like, we just went on a run together. Like, listen to the lies this dude be telling. Like, me and this guy, my buddy, who we just met, nobody knows. He came to my house and he asked me, what it's like to, how he was so depressed and he needed my help and I think he's going to kill himself. And I said, hey, let's go on an 8-mile run to make you feel better. An 8-mile run. Now, let me tell you, let's say it was a 6-mile run. It was a long-ass run, though. A boxing run, a run that boxers go on. 6 miles, 8 miles. So the dude said, yeah, I'll go on that run with you. Let's have a great conversation while we run 8 miles or 6 miles. This dude is depressed, suicidal, but he's got his gym shoes and shorts near him, and he's in shape to run 8 miles. What? Even if he's fat, he had to work himself up to that level of stamina. But it just so happened to be. Just wow. He said druggies don't have that endurance. I mean, just come on, man. Like, you're trying to sell stuff that's so obviously fake. Then how am I? I mean, come on, man. And then you got your gloves half on. Then when they say something about your padding, your response is, well, they shouldn't have let my gloves. They shouldn't have let me fight in those gloves. That's the problem. The sanctioning bodies shouldn't have let me fight with those gloves. Well, let me ask you something, Tyson. You said so the sanctioning bodies shouldn't have let you fight with those gloves. Then why did you fight with the gloves? Don't blame me. Blame the sanctioning bodies. They shouldn't have let me fight with those gloves. That's what we said. So if the sanctioning bodies shouldn't have let you fight with those gloves, why did you fight with those gloves? Not a difficult question. And his answer will be because I can. But you shouldn't. But I can. But Tyson, you shouldn't. But I can. But you shouldn't. I don't understand what you're saying, Fannon. If I can, I should. No. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. You can run over a squirrel and not stop your car. Okay? Like, there's nobody behind you. You're really not that big a rush. The squirrel's coming across the street. All you got to do is slow down. But you don't. You go bump, bump, and keep going. Like nothing happened. And there are a lot of people that do that. You can, but you shouldn't. Just fucking slow down. Let the little squirrel baby get across the street. Dude, in Chicago, there are people like that all over the place. They will kill a motherfucking dog in a heartbeat if that dog is running across the street. That's just a dead dog to them. Boop. That dog just be flying and they don't even stop. I've seen a couple times when they look like they veered into the dog. Like, man, this motherfucking dog ain't gonna be in my street. Boom. You can, but you shouldn't. Okay? So when he said that, I'm like, dude, but you shouldn't. Yeah, I should. It's money on the line. So that's a cat that is just, come on, man. That's shady. That's real shady, dog. That's real shady. Real shady. Real shady. But a lot of y'all are cool with it. I know a lot of y'all see. Some of y'all sat and listened to my story about the squirrel, and no, y'all don't hit them squirrels. There's something wrong with you. Okay, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. You devalue life. So, Tyson Fury, it's a scumbag cheater, dude. And he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. And people act like he didn't. People act like he didn't. He accepted a 2 year backdated 2 year suspension, and he acts like he didn't do that. And then people act like they didn't do that, like he didn't do that. You got people just know he cheats. Dude, as much as I like Andre Ward, dog, but at least Andre Ward ain't actually said anything. Andre Ward ain't actually said anything. But Andre Ward knows that boy cheated. No, you know that dude cheated. You know he cheated. You know it. There ain't no way they didn't look at that. That everybody in boxing ain't looked at that. Y'all know he cheated. Damn shame. Human sewage. Yep, that's how they do you, though. That's Antonio Margarito. Oh, I'm sorry. So that's back to Terence Crawford. I was off. I went way off the wire for a minute. This is what the original point was. Yes, I would check Tyson Fury. Yes, I would look at Terence Crawford's gloves very close, very carefully, because he's with Top Rank. And you have that situation with Tyson Fury. You have the situation that took place with Antonio Margarito. You have the situation that took place with Luis Resto. You have the situation that took place. You have the situation that took place with Alexis Arguello and Aaron Pryor. And these guys got caught. That ain't the first time they did it, and they did it for Top Rank. Top Rank. The top 4 scandals related to loaded gloves, or cheating within the ring, were all related to Top Rank. So why wouldn't I think that somebody coming out of their stable is capable of doing that? You know what I mean? If one of them happened to be, of the 4 that we know of, right? 4. Now the question is that enough to really know? Well, first of all, if you only caught 4, that's telling you a lot of people are getting away with it, and you're just not getting caught, right? Because you see what's going on with Tyson Fury and these gloves. They're acting like they're acting like they don't see that. That tells me that they all know that shit's happening on a regular basis. That he ain't the only one doing it. Because there's only 4 people that got caught. And what do you have all of these situations? You got and they want to tell you, the reason ain't nobody got caught is because of how great our detective systems are. It's impossible to cheat on us. Nah, dog. How does that work just for you? How does that work just for you and just with cheating with gloves? But it doesn't work with other type of cheating and for other people. You don't say because we don't catch very many using performance-enhancing drugs that performance-enhancing drugs isn't rampant. Everybody knows that performance-enhancing drugs, or people accept that as a truism, that performance-enhancing drugs are rampant in boxing and rampant in sports. But there's not that many people getting caught, right? So if you tell me in the same, just a different way of cheating, gloves, that your system is so good that the only people that ever did it are the ones that got caught. But at the same time, you can't say that about performance-enhancing drugs. Why would I think, if that's not true with one type of cheating, why would I think it was true with the other type of cheating? That's not logical. It's not logical. I know that you guys also have blood, you have urine, you have random urine. What is it? I don't know if it's blood and urine. I think body is blood and urine, isn't it? But anyway, you have year-round testing and testing protocols by companies that don't do anything but test for performance-enhancing drugs. And they miss people all the time. But you're telling me that the Nevada State Athletic Commission and their 1099 inspectors ain't gonna have caught every type of cheating that ever goes on? Man, stop. That's not even the case in their casinos. You know what I'm saying? I doubt very much that they catch everybody that has ever cheated in a casino. Like, you cannot cheat. Nah, dog, somebody's up in that mug cheating, okay? And you ain't catching everything. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Otherwise, people, you're telling me you got a 100% success rating catching people trying to steal from you. Dog, people have stole some amazing things. You know what I mean? Amazing, difficult things to steal. They've managed to do it. People built the fucking pyramids, okay? Unless you're one of them bozos, unless you're one of them bozos that believe that the pyramids were created by aliens, we don't know how the pyramids were built, but they were built, and they're there. And nobody know how they did it, but they're right there. But so people can figure out the pyramid, and we can't figure it out. But nobody can figure out how to get some gloves into a ring that you don't want in the ring. That's how great your security system is. Want me to believe that? Want me to believe that? Lance Armstrong, everybody on the planet knew the dude was cheating for years, and they couldn't catch him. Everybody, he knows he's on dope. The people testing him know he's on dope. The people watching on TV, watching him ride his bike know he's on dope for years. But he said, ain't me, and beat the test. Couple thousand times, I think. Ain't that how many times he said he beat him? Couple thousand times. More tested than anybody. They was on him 24 hours a day with them tests. And he beat him. What's the chance of him beating them with nobody around them knowing how he's beating? Maybe somebody getting some money. Think them, what do you call it? I don't even remember the race. Tour de France. Think all that Tour de France money might have slipped in some people's pockets when you got all that money on the line. But not with Deontay Wilder. Everything is fair and square. Cheating can't happen. Teddy Atlas out there talking about corruption in boxing. Can't wait, dog. That's his thing. Corruption in boxing. Right? He's going to speak out about corruption in boxing. So when Rolly Romero gets a decision over Jackson Marinez, from just looking at the title of the video, I didn't spend my time watching Teddy, but he's going off about it, right? And I'm thinking to myself, ain't you the guy that said, yeah, Tyson Fury probably did cheat Deontay Wilder, but so what? He would have won anyway. Or he's the better fighter anyway, and it was not that big a deal. Like, how does that work? Like, you know somebody cheated. You know somebody cheated. You admit somebody cheated. And that's okay. That's not corrupt. Somebody cheating is not corrupt. But somebody disagreeing with you about the scorecard is corrupt. How does that work? You know somebody broke the rules. Know it. Say they broke the rules. But the person that followed the rules is the one that gets you upset about corruption. Because you didn't like the outcome of the fight. But if you had liked the outcome of the fight, right? Maybe it would have been cool. Ain't that how that works? So if she would have agreed with you, she wouldn't have been corrupt because the answer would have been right. Because you like the outcome of it. So Tyson Fury, that makes sense. Because Tyson Fury cheated Deontay Wilder, but you like the outcome of the fight. So it doesn't matter. That's the only way those two things are consistent. right? That's the only two. How else could he justify both things? The outcome. If the outcome is what he wants the outcome to be, it's not corrupt. But if it's an outcome that you don't like, or that you do like, it is corrupt. It isn't corrupt. It's just part of the game. Everybody cheats. It's just part of the game. Whatever. Maybe he cheated. Maybe he did. You know, which is kind of the beef I had with most people around that whole Glovegate thing. It's like, dude, do you know if you're saying the guy cheated, shouldn't you want the guy? Don't you want people to be treated fairly? Nah, I don't know. I'm not really interested. I don't know. I'm not really interested. I think it's crybaby shit. So what? Yeah, he probably did get cheated, but so what? So what if he got cheated? But if we don't get the fight we want to see, shit's all kind of corrupt. I think it's pretty interesting, pretty interesting way to look at the world, man. Anyway, it has been a pleasure, and I ran way over. He said, well, I know something has blunt force trauma to someone's head, but someone used elbows once. Exactly. Use elbows once. Because it's the outcome, man. It's just the outcome. Is what you support. Like the conversation we had yesterday. It took a minute for me to get around to it. It's like, this really is about Errol Spence Jr. And if that Errol Spence Jr. needs to do what he's told. That's the thesis right there. Errol Spence Jr. needs to do what Terence Crawford tells him to do. And Terence Crawford ain't got to do nothing that Terence Crawford doesn't want to do. That's the conclusion. That's the only logical conclusion from statements like that, you know? And that's so you're just pretty much, and when you do that, the shit you're saying a lot of times doesn't make sense. Because you're just, I think my wife calls it confirmation bias. Because you have what you think is right. You like the outcome. So every fact that you see fits the desired outcome. So you have confirmation bias, which is why, guys, when you try to get into debates or conversations with people who drew the conclusion based on the things that they see, why you're always going to lose. You're going to lose terribly because you're trying to make the facts fit your conclusion, which is that Errol Spence needs to fight Terence Crawford. So you got to justify everything Terence Crawford doesn't do, which is obviously on some dumb shit. Like, Terence Crawford knows it's dumb shit. There's no way he doesn't know that's dumb shit. Like, that he's your friend. What? Dude, imagine Errol Spence Jr. saying that he wasn't going to fight somebody because it was his friend. Imagine the tweet that Terence Crawford would put out about that. Terence Crawford would have one of them 5 emojis with all kind of pictures of goats and ducks and all kind of other stuff on there. Would have all kind of stuff on there, man. As a result of that. You know what I mean? As a result of somebody saying what he said. That's also another reason. It's like, you would never accept that argument from somebody else. I am Will in that super chat, man. Much love. He says, salute, Fannon. Thank you, man. Salute to you as well, man. Blue Blood's in the building. What's going on, Blue? Blue Blood said, Fannon, bro, I can't send super chats. Tell him to refresh it. Hey, yeah, if that works, go ahead and, hey, would y'all mind refreshing the super chat? Put $1 in there. I'll cash app it back to you if you need to. Because YouTube does trip. And I've been a bunch of times I've not been able to. I had to try to leave a super chat like 6 or 7 times. But what's good? Blue Blood Sports TV, the man. The man, the phenomenon. The New York phenomenon. Jupiter B said, you missed my super chat. Man, my bad. I'm out here talking a lot of shit with earphones on and I can't hear. But let me go to, I'm running way over too. Oh, Lordy Lord. Man, I'm having such a good time talking to y'all today, though, man. It's like a particularly fun video, but disappointing at the same time because I thought for sure, man, the dude was going to show up. I thought he's going to show up, and he's not blocked. I thought it was going to be, I just knew he was going to come back. I knew he was going to come back. You know what I mean? I knew that shellacking was, but then again, that's BFTB for you. You know, give a, you know what I mean? Give a killer a clean shot of the corpse, and he's going to take that shot right at it. But BFTB just kept digging it up. Jupiter B said yesterday at BFTB made a great point in the UK. Oh, let me see all these. Let me see if I can read it. Make sure I can read the whole thing. Jupiter B says, salute, Fannon. Thank you so much in that super chat, man. Yesterday, BFTB made a great point that UK boxing isn't getting any buzz since Wilder been chill. White and Povetkin coming up, and it's barely a topic. They need Wilder as a villain. Yeah, man, they make at least 5 billion anti-Wilder video articles all the time, dude. They rerun Deontay Wilder. They rerun Deontay Wilder. Hey, thanks, Brian S. for that super chat renewal system. And my man Gregor S. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Man, technology is funny, dog. Like restarting computers and shit. It's crazy. BFTB made a yeah, of course, man. That shit is trash. DAZN said, no, sir, Canelo can't fight Yaldemir on our app. Fight somebody else. Got that. All right, so cool. I'm up to date on those things. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for your support. And let me go down to the end of this. Gregory X in the building. What is that? Oh, but I say you take a few days off after something like that. Nah, you got to lean into it. Dog, you don't backpedal. You don't backpedal, dog. You stay there. But you got to get better. You got to get better. All right? You got to get better. You got to get better. That's what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with reading. There's nothing wrong with reading. You'd be surprised with, going to a boxing website, reading all the articles and watching a couple people's videos, how much you can learn that you don't know. You never stop learning. And if you stop learning and other people don't stop learning, they're going to pass you up. They're going to pass you up. That's what happens. So I watch BFTB and I make sure I stay polished because that young man is a killer. He's good with it, dog. He's good with it because he'll go all the way there with you. I'm not going to go and I'm not going to just stomp you and do like that, dog. Woo-wee. Yeah, you got to stand your ground, dog. You can't let people shove you around like that, man. You got to lean into it. Lean into it. Yeah, reading is fundamental. So Wilder is the face of the welterweights. Yeah. And Desi Bryant, what is a truism for real is that the United States of America is the center of boxing. And all of the talk about the fighters and all that is just secondary to the fact that this is where boxing rests. Yes, boxing is global, just like war is global. But some people are better at it than others. You know what I mean? Just because there's basketball all over the world doesn't mean everywhere that basketball is equal everywhere, because it's not. You know what I mean? They got just as many good Eastern European basketball. They got a bunch of good Eastern European basketball players. You got Dirk Nowitzki. You got Peja Stojakovic and the guys like whatever these guys are now, Porzingis and Doncha, whatever his name, Doncha. They got a bunch of really good ones. But dog, they ain't better than us. And they're better. Their basketball, Eastern European basketball, is as good as their boxing. It's as good as their boxing. But Come on, man. Stop pretending. Don't pretend now. Don't pretend like it ain't better in Chicago, because it is. Luka. Yeah. He's a good player. He's a very good player. But come on, man. Let's not do the like that Lomachenko is like a John Stockton type of thing. It's like a John Stockton type of thing. You got to hear, like, you keep telling me that you tell me that John Stockton should be on the dream team because he's the best point guard. And look at all the assists he has. But I'm looking at it and thinking, dude, Isaiah Thomas could run that same system and do exactly the same thing, if not more, plus be able to score on his own, and you'll win a championship. Because if Utah Jazz had Isaiah Thomas and not John Stockton, dog, they would have won a championship. They had a better chance winning better shot winning the championship. Because Isaiah Thomas won a championship without Karl Malone. You know what I mean? Anyway, though, look, man, let me get up out of here, man. I'm running way over, but I had to today. It's tight times, dog, but I like talking to you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for your likes, man. The likes almost got to 400. I appreciate it. Oh, I got 27 dislikes. Hey, Tyson Fury people, thanks for showing up. But y'all know your boy's a cheater. That it's out on him. Just fess it up. Just fess up, man, and represent your country better than that. Cali Enigma. Fannon is always defending Chicago. Where's that Chicago pizza versus New York pizza debate between you and Blue? There isn't one. And there's not going to be one, Cali, because you're always trying to start some shit. However, let me assure you that is no debate between Chicago pizza and New York pizza. First of all, it's a matter of opinion. But second of all, New York pizza's trash, dog. And if you had to have 2 pieces of pizza on a piece of plate in your plate and you did not know which was which, I promise you, most people are going to want the Chicago pizza because it's actually dinner. But you always trying to start some shit, Callie. Always trying to start something. Always trying to take something in a different direction. I got you. You big dosser. Boomer FN, you big dosser. He's a cheater, man. And you know it. And you got busted. After his big victory, where he was the king of the world, he knocked out Deontay Wilder, then tapes came out on his ass. Okay? It ain't my fault. That's what happened, okay? And since it's happened, it happened. And you want to deny and claim it didn't happen. But my friend, it happened, okay? It happened. So live with it. And with that, I'm out. Peace.